How's it going, everyone? It's Artifact. Today we're going to make a comb filtered pluck. We're going to kind of turn it into a pad using Vital. Let's have a little listen to the loop. So firstly, I have to give a big shout out to my patron Tomax, who put me onto this video, which is another YouTuber called Dash Glitch. Did this kind of pad using a comb filter and the chorus, and I'm just going to quickly go over how we can use it in drum and bass as well. So this is the actual comb pluck which I've made. There's a few effects that go on it. Basically, to start off with, all we need to know, we're just making a short kind of envelope using an LFO, and we're mapping it to the level of a sample of white noise. We just have like a white noise hit, and we're using this to trigger into this filter one, which is the comb filter with this low-high flange mode. We turn the resonance all the way up. We can just adjust the blend here. We can also type in the exact amount of semitones here. It's pitching these resonances up in key. We also turn up the key tracking to 100%. You know, as we play up and down, the comb filter goes up and down on the keyboard. So it's like we have a kind of plucked guitar string or something like that. So I've just gone to -12 here on the semitones. Anything that we run through the filter, you know, from the oscillators, we can just change the actual sound of it. So a bit of brown noise with some detuning. Adds a bit more kind of low end to it. Pink noise as well. And this kind of just saw wave hit, and all of these are going through this pluck shape here in the LFO. And you can get a bit more precise and draw in the exact shape, and you can change like the attack of the pluck basically. And that's basically all we have here, and we've just turned up the release, so we've got a bit of a longer kind of drawn out sound. And we go on to the effects where things start to get a bit more interesting, and this chorus, we're kind of using it as a reverb. All you have to do is go down to this freeze mode here, and it just stops all of the individual voices of the chorus actually moving around, so they just become static. By turning up the feedback, it like introduces this kind of metallic reverb to all of these voices. You can just play with the settings to just change, you know, the actual sound of it. And I decided to put on some delay so we can get a bit of a more groovy kind of rhythm going along with this pad. So I just got like a quarter note dotted kind of rhythm going on with it. And then we chuck on a bit of real reverb as well. And also a filter with this phaser negative mode. Again, you can use the semitones down here. So I've just put it onto 0. So kind of in key where we're dipping out this kind of notch here. It just sounds a bit smoother and a bit nicer. And then just distorting it at the end just to kind of gel everything together. I've kind of played in a simple pattern like that, and then if we just listen to how it sort of sounds with all the effects and reverb on it. So it's quite cool. It's a little bit kind of metallic as well. Post-processing to try and get the sound to be a bit more natural. So I've just bounced it out here into these little groups, and I applied a few effects such as this Valhalla Supermassive on this reverse 8th note, and it just brings in these subtle kind of reversed sucking effects on sort of on top of the loop. Just kind of fills out the spaces a little bit. And then I've used my kilohertz plugins, the pitch shifter, for example, adding a little bit of a chord here. And also the disperser from kilohertz also gives a bit of an extra kind of nice character and resonance to it. If you guys haven't got the kilohertz plugins, I definitely recommend them. And there's a link down below if you want to download them and save money using my discount code. Kind of bounced that out, and then I ended up with this version here. Mixed things up a bit. I made another version, and this one I just pitched down one semitone. We have this kind of evolving you know, a little bit of a melody to the pattern. On the final kind of group, you'd go in to just sort of take out the low end so it's not clashing with the sub bass. And then I could go further, for example, and add in some convolution reverb or something like this. It just changed up the character of the sound a bit more. Maybe then we could even you know, put on an LFO tool or something and play with the volume. You know, create some more interesting different patterns, maybe sidechain it a little bit. And then we have a nice kind of element, which is a bit of a kind of metallic comb sounding pad, but can definitely work in this context of this kind of track, and something you can sort of bring in and bring out to like add a little bit of interest here and there throughout your song structure. So I hope that's a helpful tip for you guys. And yeah, definitely check out on Vital, you know, making your own acoustic kind of Pluck hits using the comb filter, and by pitching it down here so it's always in key. Make sure you turn the key tracking up, and then also check out what you can do with the chorus when you put it on freeze mode and just mess around with the voices and just turn up the feedback so you can create some like really interesting, nice kind of reverbs. That's something you can use on any other patch as well. It doesn't have to be a comb filtered Pluck, but it's a cool tip to use. So I hope you guys have a wicked day, and see you tomorrow.